Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these Abraham Lincoln pennies that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving deep into a hidden treasure of American numismatics, the 1978 United States 1-cent coin. Now, when most people think of a penny, they probably don't imagine it being worth much more than 1 cent. But what if I told you that a 1978 penny could be worth a staggering amount of money? Stick with us until the end, because you won't believe how much this humble coin could be worth today. Let's start by setting the stage. The year 1978 was a pivotal time in American history. The country was in the midst of economic transitions, and the coinage produced during this period reflects the era's cultural and political landscape. The 1978 penny, or the 1-cent coin, was minted in large numbers, just like the pennies that came before it. It was a standard part of everyday transactions, and millions of these coins were released into circulation. But what makes the 1978 penny stand out in the world of collectors? The key to its value lies in its rarity and condition. Over the years, most of the 1978 pennies were used in day-to-day commerce and suffered the usual wear and tear from being in circulation. They were dropped, scratched, and exposed to the elements, which is the fate of most coins. However, just like with other vintage coins, there's a small but exciting group of 1978 pennies that have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. These are the pennies that collectors and numismatists are hunting for today. But even rarer than that are coins with unique errors, those little imperfections that make them even more valuable. One of the most notable errors that can occur with pennies from this time period is a double die error. This happens when the coin is struck by the press more than once, causing certain details, such as the date or letters, to be imprinted twice. If you've ever seen a coin with a doubled image, you know just how striking and unique these pieces can be. A 1978 penny with a double die error, especially one in near-perfect condition, could command a premium price from eager collectors looking for a one-of-a-kind item for their collection. But let's take a closer look at the design of this coin. On the obverse, or front side of the 1978 penny, you'll see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. His image has graced the penny for more than a century, and it remains one of the most iconic and instantly recognizable features of U.S. coinage. Above his head, you'll find the words "Liberty," with the year 1978 inscribed just beneath his portrait. On the reverse, you'll notice the familiar image of the Lincoln Memorial, surrounded by the phrase "United States of America." The reverse design has remained unchanged since the coin was first introduced in 1909, making it a classic piece of American numismatic history. Now, let's talk about the condition of the coin. Condition is one of the most important factors that determines a coin's value. Coins that have been well preserved, with no visible scratches, dents, or discoloration, are considered to be in mint or uncirculated condition. These are the coins that are most sought after by collectors. If you're lucky enough to have a 1978 penny that's in this kind of pristine condition, you could be holding onto a hidden gem. What exactly makes a 1978 penny so valuable? As we mentioned earlier, it's all about rarity, condition, and the presence of any minting errors. If you happen to find one of these coins with a unique characteristic, such as a double die or a flawless finish, it could be worth significantly more than its face value. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, the value. If you have a 1978 1-cent coin that is in perfect condition or has an error, you could be holding onto a coin worth up to $52,000. Yes, you heard that right, $52,000. A simple penny from 1978 could be worth a small fortune if it's in the right condition or has a unique feature. Imagine finding one of these rare pennies in your change, or even in a jar of old coins you've been saving for years. It's the kind of discovery that makes coin collecting so thrilling. And the best part? These rare coins are out there, waiting to be found. So, next time you're sifting through your coin collection or browsing through your change, keep an eye out for a 1978 penny. It might just be worth more than you think. Thanks for tuning in to this exciting journey through the world of rare coins. If you found this video interesting and want to learn more about valuable and rare coins from around the world, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Drop us a comment if you've ever found a coin that turned out to be worth more than you expected, or if you have any questions about rare coins. Top 2, we have something truly special to talk about, a coin that might just be hiding in your collection or buried deep in your spare change. We're talking about the United States 1-cent coin from 1988. While most of us are familiar with the classic penny, the 1988 penny has some interesting twists that could make it much more valuable than its humble appearance suggests. Stick around as we take a closer look at the history, design, rarity, and the stunning value of the 1988 penny. By the end of this video, you won't believe how much a single penny could be worth. Let's begin with some historical context. The year 1988 was a relatively quiet year in American history. No major economic upheavals or historic events on the scale of the decades that came before. However, the 1988 penny was minted during a time of significant changes in U.S. currency production. The country had already entered a new phase of coinage designs, and the Lincoln Memorial still graced the reverse of the penny, though the penny's design would eventually change a few years later to honor the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The design you'll find on the 1988 penny is the same one that had been in place for decades, with Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the memorial on the reverse. While the penny from 1988 was produced in high quantities and circulated widely, the real value comes from finding one in excellent condition or with a rare minting error. Most of the 1988 pennies you come across are probably worn down from decades of use, and while they may hold sentimental value or be good for completing a collection, they aren't likely to fetch a high price. However, this coin is a prime example of how a small detail can make a huge difference in the world of coin collecting. Now, let's talk about the design of the 1988 penny itself. On the front side of the coin, we find the well-known portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. This portrait has been on the penny since 1909 and is one of the most iconic images in American coinage. The word "Liberty" arcs across the top, and the year 1988 is beneath Lincoln's image. You'll also find the phrase, "In God We Trust," just to the left of his portrait. On the reverse side, we see the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of American unity and democracy. This iconic structure, located in Washington, D.C., has been the reverse design of the penny since 1959. Around the image of the memorial, you'll see the words "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum," the country's motto, meaning, out of many, one. The coin has a classic and timeless look, with a design that has been loved by generations of Americans. So, what makes the 1988 penny potentially so valuable? For most coins, it's all about rarity and condition. When it comes to the 1988 penny, there are several factors that can impact its value. One of the most important is finding a coin in mint condition. If a 1988 penny has been well preserved, showing no signs of wear, scratches, or discoloration, it could fetch a significant price on the market. But what about those rare, elusive minting errors? That's where the real excitement begins. While minting errors are relatively common, certain types of errors can make a coin exceptionally rare and much more valuable. One of the most sought-after errors for the 1988 penny is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once, causing certain features, like the date or part of the design, to appear more than once, making it a striking and unusual piece. A 1988 penny with this kind of error is especially valuable to collectors who specialize in misprints and minting anomalies. If you happen to find a 1988 penny with a double die error, you could be looking at a coin worth significantly more than its face value. Another factor that can make this penny valuable is the possibility of other unique features, like a subtle misalignment or variations in the metal composition. For example, some 1988 pennies were struck with a slightly different mixture of metals, leading to subtle variations in appearance that can make certain coins stand out from the rest. And now, the big reveal: if you have an uncirculated 1988 penny, or even better, one with a rare minting error, the value could be incredibly high. A well-preserved 1988 penny in top condition could be worth as much as $46,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $46,000. That's the kind of return you can get from something as small as a single penny. Can you imagine finding such a coin in your change jar, or stumbling across one while sifting through old coins? It's the kind of discovery that every coin collector dreams about. The 1988 penny isn't just a reminder of American history, it could be your ticket to a small fortune. Before we wrap up, remember that coin collecting is all about patience, knowledge, and a bit of luck. Whether you're just starting out or you've been collecting coins for years, always keep an eye out for those rare and valuable pieces that can turn your collection into something truly extraordinary. Top 3, we're diving into something that might just surprise you. We're talking about the United States 1-cent coin from 1976, yes, that's right, the 1976 penny. Most of us probably think of the penny as a coin that doesn't amount to much in terms of value, but let me tell you, this particular penny has a fascinating history and could be worth way more than you expect. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you won't believe how much this little coin could be worth. Let's take a step back and look at what was happening in the United States during 1976. It was a landmark year in American history. The country was celebrating its bicentennial, marking 200 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. The American spirit was high, and the nation was filled with celebrations and events honoring this monumental anniversary. As part of the bicentennial celebrations, the U.S. Mint issued special coins, including a limited edition of the 1776 to 1976 quarter, half dollar, and dollar coin. But what many people don't know is that the 1976 penny also holds a special place in the world of coin collecting. The design of the 1976 penny is not very different from the regular Lincoln Memorial design that had been in circulation for decades. On the obverse side, you'll find the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president, who has graced the penny since 1909. Above Lincoln's portrait, you'll see the word Liberty, and below, the year 1976. This was the year the country was celebrating its 200th birthday, and the coin serves as a small but lasting reminder of that historic year. On the reverse side, you'll see the Lincoln Memorial, one of the most recognizable and enduring symbols of the United States. This design had been used since 1959, and the memorial itself is a tribute to Abraham Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War and his role in preserving the Union. The reverse also features the words United States of America and E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. It's a design that carries deep historical significance, making the 1976 penny not just a piece of currency, but a piece of American history. So, what makes the 1976 penny stand out in the world of coin collecting? Well, while many of these pennies were produced in large numbers and circulated widely, there's a special reason why some of them are so highly sought after today. The key factor that determines the value of a 1976 penny is its condition. Most of the pennies minted that year are worn, damaged, or heavily circulated, just like any other penny you might come across. However, in the world of numismatics, it's the uncirculated or nearly perfect examples that catch the eye of collectors. A coin in mint state or uncirculated condition is one that has been well preserved and shows little to no signs of wear. These coins are not only rare, but they're also highly prized by collectors. A 1976 penny in pristine condition could be worth significantly more than its face value, and it could be a valuable addition to any coin collection. The real excitement, though, comes from finding one of these pennies in near-perfect state or, even better, finding one with a rare minting error. Speaking of errors, did you know that some 1976 pennies have unique features that can make them even more valuable? Minting errors are common in coins, and they happen when something goes wrong during the coin's production. One of the most notable errors you might find on a 1976 penny is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once, creating a doubling effect on certain details, such as the date, letters, or parts of the design. This type of error is highly sought after because it makes the coin unique, and collectors will pay a premium for a 1976 penny with a double die error. If you come across one of these rare pennies, you could be holding a coin that's worth far more than a typical penny. Now, let's get to the big reveal. If you're lucky enough to have a 1976 penny in excellent condition, or even better, one with a minting error, you could be looking at a coin worth an astounding $56,000. Yes, you heard that right, $56,000 for a single penny. It might sound unbelievable, but it's true. The value of this coin can be influenced by several factors, including its condition and any unique characteristics or errors, and if you happen to have a rare example, it could fetch a remarkable sum. Imagine finding a 1976 penny with a double die error or one that's in perfect, uncirculated condition. It's the kind of discovery that would make any coin collector's heart race. And the best part is, these pennies are out there, waiting to be found. Maybe you've got one sitting in a jar of old coins, or perhaps you've recently come across one in your pocket change. Coin collecting can be full of surprises, and every now and then, you might just stumble upon a hidden treasure. So, if you've got any 1976 pennies lying around, take a closer look. They could be worth more than you think. And if you're new to coin collecting, remember that it's all about learning, exploring, and having fun. Whether you're searching for rare coins or just enjoying the history behind them, there's always something new to discover. Top 4, we're about to explore something that might surprise you. We're talking about the 1985 United States 1-cent coin. Now, when you think of pennies, you probably don't picture them as valuable treasures. But what if I told you that a 1985 penny could be worth a fortune? That's right. This seemingly ordinary coin might just have a hidden value far beyond its face value. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this penny could be worth more than you ever imagined. Let's start with some background. The year 1985 was an interesting time in America. It was a year marked by economic recovery after the early 1980s recession. The country was experiencing a sense of optimism, and the U.S. Mint was hard at work producing coins to meet the demands of everyday transactions. The 1985 penny was minted during this time, and like many of its counterparts, it was used in vast quantities for daily purchases. But despite being part of the regular circulation, the 1985 penny has become a fascinating piece for collectors. Why? Well, the value of this coin has nothing to do with its regular use in commerce. It's all about its rarity, condition, and the possibility of finding one with a minting error. First, let's talk about the design. The 1985 penny features the classic Lincoln Memorial reverse that has been on the coin since 1959. This design shows the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., a powerful symbol of the country's history and dedication to unity. On the obverse side, we see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president. His face has graced the penny since 1909, making it one of the most iconic images in American numismatics. Above his head, you'll find the word Liberty, and beneath the portrait, the year 1985 is engraved. You'll also see the phrase, "In God We Trust," to the left of Lincoln's image. But here's where things get interesting. While the 1985 penny was produced in large quantities, finding one in exceptional condition is rare. Most of the pennies minted that year have been used, worn down, and circulated through countless hands, which makes finding a well-preserved 1985 penny quite rare. In the world of coin collecting, the condition of a coin plays a major role in determining its value. If you happen to find a 1985 penny that's still in mint condition, it could be worth far more than just 1 cent, but wait, there's more. One of the factors that can make a 1985 penny especially valuable is the possibility of a minting error. Minting errors are relatively common in coin production, but some errors are particularly rare and can dramatically increase a coin's worth. In the case of the 1985 penny, one of the most sought-after errors is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once, resulting in a doubling effect on the design. You may notice that the date, inscriptions, or even parts of Lincoln's portrait are doubled, creating a unique and visually striking feature. Coins with double die errors are highly prized by collectors because they are one-of-a-kind pieces that stand out from the rest. Aside from the double die error, other types of minting anomalies can make a 1985 penny especially valuable. There could be misalignments in the die, subtle shifts in the design, or even differences in the metal composition used to strike the coin. These minor yet significant variations can turn a seemingly ordinary penny into a rare collector's item. So, what exactly makes the 1985 penny worth a small fortune? As we've seen, it's all about rarity and condition. A well-preserved, uncirculated 1985 penny could fetch a decent price, but when you factor in minting errors, the value of this coin skyrockets. The scarcity of these rare pennies and their desirability among collectors is what drives their price up, making them much more than just a penny in your pocket. Now, let's talk about the moment you've all been waiting for, the value. If you're fortunate enough to own a 1985 penny that is in pristine, uncirculated condition, or if it features a rare minting error like the double die, you could be looking at a coin worth up to $47,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $47,000 for a single penny. It might sound unbelievable, but it's true. In the world of coin collecting, certain errors and conditions can dramatically increase the value of a coin, and the 1985 penny is no exception. Imagine finding a 1985 penny with a double die error tucked away in your collection, or even better, discovering one in your change jar or in a roll of coins from the bank. It's the kind of discovery that every coin collector dreams of, a coin worth thousands of dollars, all for the price of a penny. The thrill of finding a coin like this is unmatched, and the excitement is part of what makes coin collecting such an amazing hobby. So, next time you're going through your change or looking through your coin collection, take a closer look at any 1985 pennies you come across. If they're in excellent condition, or if you spot any unusual features, you might just be holding onto a rare treasure. Who knows? You could be sitting on a coin worth far more than you ever imagined. Top 5 and last rare coin. We've got a fascinating topic to explore, the 1980 United States 1-cent coin. When you think of pennies, you might not immediately think of them as valuable collector's items, but this particular 1980 penny could be worth far more than you might expect. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see just how much this tiny coin could actually be worth, and trust me, you'll be amazed. Let's start by taking a look at the year 1980. It was a pivotal time in the United States. The country was experiencing a mix of economic challenges and growth, with high inflation rates, interest rates, and a fluctuating job market. Despite these struggles, the U.S. Mint was still working hard to produce coins for everyday transactions. The 1980 penny, like many of its counterparts, was a part of this massive production. Yet, few people knew that this seemingly ordinary coin would later become a prized possession for collectors. The 1980 penny features the classic design that we all recognize, Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Lincoln, one of America's greatest presidents, has been featured on the penny since 1909, and his portrait continues to serve as a symbol of freedom, equality, and the values that the United States holds dear. On the reverse side, we see the Lincoln Memorial, which has been a part of the penny's design since 1959, representing not only Lincoln's legacy but also the unity and strength of the nation. This familiar design might make you think that this coin is nothing special, but there's more to it than meets the eye. The true value of the 1980 penny lies in its rarity, condition, and the possibility of finding one with a minting error. While millions of these coins were made and circulated widely, not all 1980 pennies are created equal. Over time, many of these pennies have been worn down by circulation, losing much of their original luster and sharpness. But for collectors, the key to a valuable coin is finding one that has been well preserved or remains in near-perfect condition. The best examples of valuable coins are those that have been stored in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins like these rarely see the light of day in circulation, making them incredibly sought after. And here's where things get even more interesting. There are specific 1980 pennies that are worth significantly more because they feature rare minting errors. Minting errors can occur at any stage of the coin-making process, and when they happen, they result in unique, one-of-a-kind pieces that collectors will pay a premium for. One of the most valuable errors found in the 1980 penny is the double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck more than once, leading to a slight duplication of parts of the design. It can result in a double date, a double image of Lincoln's portrait, or other noticeable doubling effects. The more pronounced and noticeable the doubling, the more valuable the coin becomes. Double die errors are incredibly rare and are often considered holy grails for coin collectors. So, if you find a 1980 penny with such a double die error, you could be holding a piece of history in your hands, and a valuable one at that. Apart from the double die error, other types of minting anomalies could make the 1980 penny highly valuable. For instance, coins that show unusual wear patterns, die cracks, or off-center strikes are often seen as more desirable by collectors. These anomalies aren't common and can turn an otherwise ordinary penny into a rare find. Another aspect that contributes to the 1980 penny's value is its relatively low supply in certain conditions. Most of the coins that were minted in 1980 were spent quickly and saw many years of use, making high-quality examples rare. The more time goes by, the more difficult it becomes to find these coins in excellent condition, and the demand for these rarer specimens only increases. Now, let's talk about the big reveal. You might be wondering, how much could a 1980 penny really be worth? If you have one of these pennies in exceptional condition, or if you happen to find one with a minting error like a double die, you could be looking at a coin worth an astonishing $49,000. Yes, you heard that right, $49,000 for a single penny. It's hard to believe, but in the world of rare coins, this is entirely possible. The combination of rarity, condition, and the potential for minting errors can drive the value of these pennies to incredible heights. Imagine finding a 1980 penny that has been sitting in your change jar, tucked away in a drawer, or passed down through the years. If that coin happens to be in mint condition or shows any kind of unusual feature, you might just be holding on to a small fortune. And who knows? You might just discover that the penny you've been overlooking is worth far more than a single cent. Coin collecting is a thrilling and rewarding hobby, and there's always something new to discover. Whether you're an experienced collector or just starting out, the hunt for rare and valuable coins can be incredibly exciting. So, next time you're sorting through your loose change or organizing your coin collection, take a closer look at those 1980 pennies. You never know when you might find a treasure. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss an update. And if you've ever found a coin that turned out to be worth more than you thought, or if you have any questions about coin collecting, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your stories. Happy hunting, and good luck finding your very own $49,000 penny.